Hello, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you for joining in today. Happy Friday as well. How you doing, Janice? Good to see you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, let me tell you that today this is your live stream. So anything that you all want to talk about, anything at all, just put it all in caps. Any questions, all in caps. I didn't come prepared to talk about anything except what you wanted to talk about, except for one thing. I wanted to go ahead and show you all a few gifts that you all sent me and a whole bunch of cards that you all sent me for Christmas. All right. So I want to go over that here in a minute after I say hello to you. But that's it. Other than that, it's all on you. One piece of admin, though, I got the coins. I got the 2024 Alaska Prepper coin, the 2024 edition. So all of you that are waiting on a coin from me, I've already printed out all of the address labels, and now I have to put the envelopes together and everything. So I'm hoping to have those mailed out probably by early next week sometime, because there's still a lot of work to be done with those. And this is what the new coins look like, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 edition Alaska Prepper coin. I think it came out really nice. These are about 1.5 times as big or bigger than the old ones. So you can't really tell what size these are, but these are a lot bigger than the old ones. Let me see if I got one here nearby. No, I don't. I don't have one here nearby. So they came out really, really nice, I think. And as you can see there, on one side it says Alaska Prepper 2024 with the map of Alaska. On the back side it says 1/10 troy ounce of 999 silver with a pick and a shovel on the other side. So it came out really nice. Just want to let you all know, those of you that are expecting a coin from me, they should be mailed out sometime next week, probably towards the middle of next week or so. I hope that you all had a very nice new year, and that we all have a very good year as well. However, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you stay prepared. All right. Help your neighbors prepare, help your families prepare, and stay prepared. Fill in those gaps. Don't get too comfortable with how things are. Just make sure that you're always keeping it in the back of your mind that you are the one that you're going to have to rely on, and that your family will have to rely on if things go south. All right, so let me say hello to a few of you. Thomas from Austria, I got your stuff right here and I'm going to show it off, brother. Thank you so much. You are so generous. And I'll tell you what, I was blown away when I saw one of the things that you sent me, which I'm going to show you all, but I'm going to keep you in suspense. P Sheets, how are you doing? All the way from Chile, Arizona. The Survival Bus, Diana 2. Copernicus is in the house. Caribbean House is in the house. How are you doing, Caribbean House? Happy New Year to you. And thank you to all of our moderators for being here. Let's see. JT in the house? I haven't seen her, but there's Jan. Yes, there's Jan. How you doing, Jan? Yarn Prepper, how are you doing? Happy New Year to all of you. Surviving Behind Liberal Lines, how are you doing? Let's see. Oh, what is this? Surviving Behind Liberal Lines just shared or just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much. That is very generous. Thank you. That is awesome. Trucker Hersey's in the house. Evita is in the house. JR, how are you, my friends? Happy New Year to you. Who else do we have here? Seeking Truth is here. Linda Bop, as always. Tammy Joe, JT is in the house. JT, I got that. Well, wait until I show it off. All right. Wait until I show off the things that I got from you all. Kim's Cluckers, Amazing Grandma, Michelle Sykes. YTU, how are you doing? Good to see you. Sue is here. 20 on pump number 5. Happy New Year to you. A9, how are you? Kevin Grip is in the house. Who else do we have here? We have Judy Prepper in the house. Catling in the house. How you doing? Linda and everyone, Michael is doing great. He is so big and he is so curious. Every time he comes over, he came over a few days ago, and he likes to reorganize the cupboards. So which I let him do. I let him get into anything that he wants to get into, as long as it won't hurt him. So if he wants to reorganize the cupboards, let him reorganize the cupboards, all right? But as long as it's not something that he's getting into that he can get hurt, let him do whatever he wants. I want him to be free. I want him to have a great experience. Jeff Riffle, how are you doing, my friend? Forrest is in the house. Jed is here. Deborah Ramirez, how are you? Happy New Year and Happy New Year to everyone. Karen Vasur, how are you? Happy New Year. Karen is here. Jonaides Arias, how are you doing, Jonaides? Good to see you. Jonaida Arias. Bonnie, uh, Lola Beat Love, how are you? Michael Stacking, how are you doing, Michael? Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Sunset Gazing, man, I'll tell you what, I missed you all. I missed you guys. I'm so happy to see you all here today. Jessica G, Vintage, how are you doing? Kim's Cluckers. My ladies in the chicken coop are doing so well. I am getting at a minimum 6 eggs a day, at a minimum. And the most that I've gotten in one day was 10 eggs, one for each hen. So they are doing really well, and they're very happy. And I'll tell you what, I'm so happy that we ended up getting those chickens and that we did what we did, because we haven't bought eggs from the store in a little bit now. I don't even remember when was the last time we bought eggs from the store, but we haven't bought any in a bit. And we've been giving some away. Whenever Victor and his family, whenever they run out, they'll ask me, hey, do you have any extras? And if we do, we'll give them a couple of dozen. So it's working out really well. I think it was a good decision to get the chickens. Let's see. AZ Watchwoman, how are you doing? The Cajun Homestead. Stacy, how are you doing? Stacy, good to see you. Let me go ahead and move this over here so that so that I can actually see you all more instead of looking down so much. All right. North of the 52nd, how are you? Good to see you. Alaska Gwen is here. Helen. Art, how are you doing? Joyful Orange is in the house. Happy New Year. Dawn Pearson. Regenerative Life Wayne, how are you doing? Happy New Year. Natasha Newsom is here. Happy New Year. First live stream for Natasha. Well, welcome. All right. Make that a habit, joining our live streams, Natasha. You can see how much fun it is, us hanging out with each other. It's Mia's here. How are you doing? Cookie Scholar, how are you? Kathleen Maddox is in the house. Miss America, how are you? Let's see. Jill Adams, all the way from Yakima. That must be in Washington, right? Been there once or twice when I was in the Army. Let's see. Okay, who else do we have down here? Margarita Castaneda. How are you doing, Margarita? I got what you sent me as well, Margarita. All right. So thank you. Cutting Tool Designer. How are you doing? Happy New Year, by the way. Let's see. Who else do we have in the house that we haven't said hello to? Storm Weather. How are you? Stacy. Cheryl Adams. Hello. Let's see. Laura Lamontanaro. Oh my goodness, I think I got that right. Laura Lamontanaro. I got it on the first try. Oh, Laura, you cannot get chickens. You cannot get eggs from your new chickens. Well, I guess the first question I would ask is how old are they? Because I didn't start getting eggs from mine until they were about, I think, around 6 to 7 months old or so is when I started getting them. And they were really, really small. They're not that small anymore. They're regular size eggs now. And every once in a while, I do get a double. And I've gotten a couple of triple yolks as well. Jennifer Cruz, Happy New Year to you. Let's see who else we have here. Jeffrey Lindquist is in the house. How you doing, Jeffrey? Happy New Year. Melody Dwight, Happy New Year to you. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you want to talk about, we will talk about today. All right. And just put it all in caps if it's a question or if it's a comment you want to share with the community. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and share with you all everything that I got over the holidays that you all sent me. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and try to keep my spot right here. That way, if anyone asks me something, I can grab it. So first thing I'm going to show you all is I hope that the person that sent me this card is watching, because they also sent me a picture of them and their family. And I just want to tell you that that picture is so awesome. I know that you can't see it from here, and I did that on purpose, but you could probably tell that that's the picture you sent me right there. I put it up on my shelf over there. I just think it was such a beautiful picture. My wife did too. She was like, man, what a beautiful family. So I hope that you're watching, and I hope that you see this, and your picture is now part of the bunker. So thank you, and Merry Christmas. Let's see. JT, I received your Christmas letter, and I'm going to let everybody know what you sent me. All right. So thank you, JT. And I also received the stocking and the stocking stuffer that you sent me. So, ladies and gentlemen, JT is probably my oldest OG, meaning that she's been with this channel since like just about the very beginning. I think since before 50 subscribers, JT's been here, and obviously she's one of our moderators. So she sent me that card and that stocking stuffer, but she also sent me this as part of the stocking stuffer, and this thing is beautiful. Look at this. I wish that you could see it, but it is a beautiful silver coin, and it's a Christmas silver coin. I should have just taken a picture of it and put it up so you can see it, but look at this thing. It is just a beauty. So thank you very much, JT. I truly do appreciate it. This is awesome. I will cherish this, and obviously I'll never get rid of this. My kids will probably end up fighting over this once I'm gone. So all right, so let me go ahead and show off the rest of the cards that I received before I show off what I received from Austria, from the country of Austria. Right. So I believe this one is from. I think this is from Margarita. Yes, this card is from Margarita Castaneda. All right. So thank you very much, Margarita. And I got what's inside of it as well. Let's see. There you go. I want to cover up some names just to make sure. So thank you very much. Here's another one. And I also got a card from the real Santa Claus, ladies and gentlemen. And he also goes by the name John, aka McBean Fitness. All right, John. So I received your card. Thank you so much. I still have the one you sent me last year also. Here's another one. So thank you. Let's see. Here's another one. I'm going to go ahead and make it quick, okay? That way I won't be boring you all, but I just want to hopefully those of you that did actually send a card, I hope that you're here and you can see that I received it. Sometimes I get something, ladies and gentlemen, and it falls in the bottom of a box or under my truck seat or something, and I don't see it for months. So if you're in the camp that you maybe sent me something a while back and I just never acknowledged it, it's not that I'm doing it on purpose. It's just that I probably don't know, because my life is that complicated sometimes. Here's a Santa Claus card. Thank you. Oh, this is a really pretty card, by the way. I mean, they're all pretty. Let me see. I think there's something in here. I want to make sure that. Okay, yes. Let me show you. I knew that there was something. This is a really pretty card, by the way. Thank you. And the person that sent me this card also sent me some non-GMO carrot seeds. So thank you for that as well. Let me put that over there. Here's another one. And here's the last one. And now I want to show you a smorgasbord of things that Thomas from Austria sent me. And Thomas is another one of those OGs that's been with this channel for a very long time. So I think I saw you on the chats here, Thomas, and I really hope that you're here. Because one of the things that you sent me as a gift, it kind of blew me away, and it's kind of humbling as well. So I want to thank you very much. I'm going to save that till last. Why? Just to make you wait. But check this out. He sent me a little bit of dirt from Austria, so that's awesome. Thank you. He sent me a silver coin from Austria. That is pretty cool. So thank you for that. I actually have a couple other silver coins that Thomas has sent me over the years from Austria. He also sent me a collection of coins. Well, let me see. It says here, check this out. He sent me two of these bags, and both of them say do not open. I guess that these over the years can become numismatic. They're regular coins from Europe. All right. So they're like, what is it? They come in the denomination of 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10, 20, 50, €1, and €2. Those are the denominations that they come in. And he sent me a couple of these so that I can save. Hopefully one day they'll be worth it. Well, I'm pretty sure that one day they'll be worth $1 million with the way that inflation is going. So thank you very much, Thomas. Another thing he sent me is he probably smelled me all the way from over there, but he sent me a little bit of soap from there, and it smells very good. So thank you for that. And ladies and gentlemen, he also sent me this really cool pair of glasses, sunglasses. And these look a lot like the glasses that I used to wear when I was in the army. So I tried them on, and they actually fit pretty well. So I'll be back. Okay. Or is it get to the shopper? Anyway, thank you. I'm definitely going to be using these because they fit really well. They feel good, and they come in a little pouch also. So thank you very much, Thomas. Now, the next thing that you sent me, and the last thing, is something that I was about to put it on, and I decided not to put it on out of respect. And what it seems like it is to me is a beret. It is a beret from the services in Austria, and it is very nice. You see the crest there? And it is a very nice beret. Like I said, I almost put it on because I used to wear a maroon beret, not a green beret, a maroon beret and a black beret, depending if I was in an airborne unit or not. But I decided not to put it on out of respect to the unit and to the previous wearer. So thank you very much. This is going to go up on my shelf as well. Okay, so hopefully every once in a while, when you're watching a live stream or a video, you can look back there and it'll be hanging off my shelf. So thank you, Thomas, so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you that sent a card or sent a small gift. I truly do appreciate it. You don't have to ever, but I do appreciate it when you do. All right, so now let me go ahead and put this to the side. That way I don't knock it over while we're talking here. Okay, that's it. Let me put this over here. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is all your time. Okay, so let me say hello to a couple more of you. Caitlin, how are you doing? Let me see. Awakened Spirit, how are you? Good to see you. Happy New Year. Patricia, how are you doing? Happy New Year. Rebecca Snavely. Diana, too. How are you doing? Let's see what else. PSN, how are you doing? I do have one quick announcement to make as well, and it's a good one, too. So give me a second, though. Let me say hello to Storm Rider. Who else do we have here? Amazing Gamma, how are you doing? A Beautiful Day is here. How are you? The Van Halen Nation, how are you doing? Van Halen Tribute Band, nice to see you here. Happy New Year. Let's see who else. Adobe Mansion Homestead, greetings all the way from New Mexico. How are you doing? And welcome. Happy New Year. Tigger, hello. There he is. There's Thomas. How you doing, brother? I thought that I seen you. Before. Rebecca, how are you? Let's see who else. Chelsea Hutchinson is in the house. How is the baby doing, Chelsea? Good to see you, by the way. Happy New Year. Marsha, how are you? Lola B. Love, how are you doing? Lola asks, where will you be able to sell silver if they roll out digital currency and the tax collector will only accept digital currencies for payments? How to pay house notes? Well, I do believe, just like every other time in history, Lola, that whenever a government gets too restrictive or too tyrannical, I do believe that there will be a black market where you can actually spend the precious metals that you've acquired over the years. Now, if we do have a full-blown CBDC put out on us, even though we're not willing to use it, we are going to end up having to use it if we want to interact day to day, right? But we will be able to at least use it only for those things that we have to have, that we have to use it for. But the more that we can resist, by the better that we are prepared in every way, the faster that system will fail. I believe it was Nigeria that they came out with a CBDC. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Leave it in the comments if it was Nigeria. I remember reading an article on that months and months ago, and I think I even maybe included it in a short video about that. I believe it was Nigeria that went to a full-blown CBDC, and their government was doing everything that they possibly could to get them to transfer over to a CBDC, and they ended up failing because the people just resisted. They said no, ladies and gentlemen, and the people, they figured out that if they stick together, that the government cannot make them do something they don't want to do as a collective. And that is why being prepared, in my opinion, is so important, because it gives you that option. It gives you the option of saying no. Now, they come out with a full-blown CBDC here. Let's say, for example, that they do have that cyber attack that they've been talking about for months now, right? And let's say that the lights do go out for a week or for 2 weeks or however long it is, and everything is out for a week or two or whatever. And then when everything comes back online, if it comes back online, which I believe it will, there is no trace of anything, of any ownership to anyone, of any bank accounts or nothing. It's all gone, ladies and gentlemen. The government comes out and says, hey, if you want to go back to some kind of a semblance to normalcy, you're going to have to accept the CBDC, because nobody knows what anybody had. And this is the only way that we can do it. Right, ladies and gentlemen? And by that time, a week or 2 weeks into a crisis where we have no internet and more than likely no power as well, no utilities, people are going to be desperate and they'll be asking for that CBDC because they will want some of that sense of normalcy. Well, those of us that are in the know, that know what's going on, because nothing happens by happenstance, ladies and gentlemen. All of these things that occur and have occurred through the last century and beyond, these things are planned. Do you think that the powers that be don't know that they have to reset the monetary system? They know they have to reset it. They know that they are at the end of the line. And do you think that they just found that out today? Absolutely not. They've known this for years. Ever since we got off the gold standard in 1971, even China said it. Back in 1971, when we got off the gold standard, even China at that time said that that was the beginning of the end for the Federal Reserve note fiat currency system, because they could see what's coming down the line. Why is that? Because China is very good at studying history, ladies and gentlemen. And history is one of those things that our power at be, the people that think they want to control us, that are sitting up at Capitol Hill, history is one of those things that they don't want us to learn, that they want us to forget. That's so the better prepared that you are. I know this is a really long answer, but the better prepared that you are, ladies and gentlemen, the best that you'll be able to resist. And to this date, I haven't been able to find one country in the world that will not accept gold and silver in order to change it into whatever fiat currency that country uses. Gold and silver, ladies and gentlemen, has been money and is money, and has been money since the beginning of time. Even back when people weren't even talking, when they were just, murmuring or grunting, even back then, they realized that there was something special about gold and silver, right? And it stands true today. I mean, we all know that gold and silver has its value within it, whereas a piece of paper that is a promissory note is exactly that, a piece of paper that's promising something that you haven't received yet. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. I hope that answered your question. I hope it did. Okay, let's see. Oh, and by the way, somebody sent me this shirt. This shirt that I'm wearing right now, one of you all sent it to me. I hope you're here so you can see it. All right, so thank you. I thought I'd put it on. I think it's a pretty cool shirt. It almost looks like me, doesn't it? Look at this. Doesn't that almost look like me? Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm a cutting tool edge designer. Thank you very much. Thank you for that super chat. I can't help myself, but I know you pay it forward and you have a great community here. So you go. Oh, thank you very much. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you. And Happy New Year, by the way. Okay. Let me go ahead and share something with you, ladies and gentlemen. I am putting out a video tomorrow, which is going to be one of my news compilation videos. So for those of you that maybe don't know, I went ahead and changed things up a little bit. Instead of covering the news like every day of the week, like every day I have a news video, I'm going to have 2 days of the week where I have like a compilation of news from the last several days that I didn't cover the news. And one of those days is going to be on, I believe it's on Tuesdays. Yes, on Tuesdays. And then the other day is going to be on Saturday. So tomorrow I have a video coming out with that. And during that video and on a pinned comment on that video, I tell you about a giveaway that OUPES is doing right now. They are going to be doing a giveaway on the 15th of January. All right. For anyone that goes, let me go ahead and give you the link. All right. I think it just posted. I just posted that link. So if you go to that link, that is their previous video that they made about OUPES Helps, about the people that they've helped through the OUPES Helps program, where they take 5% of whatever they make, of the revenue that they make, and they give it back to the community, to those that need help with something financially, or whether they need help with a solar generator for a medical piece of medical equipment, etc. So if you go to that link, and if you don't see it here in the chats where I just put it up, you can go to the video that I put up tomorrow, and it will be on a pinned comment. If you go to that link and you subscribe to their YouTube channel and you leave a comment under that video, you will be entered to win one of 4 OUPES 600 solar generators that they will be giving away on the 15th of this month. It doesn't cost you anything to enter, and they will ship it to you free of cost. I do believe that you have to live within the continental United States for them to ship it to you, but it doesn't hurt to go over there, subscribe, leave a comment, give it a like, and you'll be entered. And there's not that many people that have left comments on there, so the chances of you winning are actually pretty good. So go check them out. I really enjoy OUPES, not only because they make what I think is a good solar generator, but because they always give back to the community. And that, in my opinion, is something that's very important, that those companies that we support by purchasing their products, that they support the community that keeps them in business. So go check them out. I think that it's a pretty good deal. Hey, check this out. There's Brent Winfield. How you doing, brother? Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year to you. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to be going down, and I'm going to be looking for questions on anything, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. So Bar King Wolf Spider, Happy New Year. My regular grocery store list has gone from around $100 3 years ago to about $290, I'm assuming today. That does not surprise me at all. And the thing is, here's the scary part, ladies and gentlemen, that inflation is not going anywhere. Inflation will continue to go on as long as this monetary system that we are governed by is alive. We will continue to have inflation, just at different rates. And do you know what inflation really is, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you in very simple terms. Inflation is nothing less than the theft of your labor. That's what inflation is. When the government prints money that is not being equalized by more product, more manufacturing being brought into the system, but they're putting money into the system without any value being added to that money being put in, what they're doing is they're devaluing the money that you earned with your time. And it's not going anywhere. They're going to continue to do this until the system is over and it fails. Why? Because they have no choice if they want to keep the system alive. They have no choice but to continue to steal from you your freedom, your labor, your time. They have no choice. So you may want to get ready now for when the system does fail, because there is one certainty, and that certainty is that the system will fail. It can't go on much longer. And the longer that it goes on, the more they have to steal from you in order to keep it alive. Battleborn, how are you doing? Good to see you. Well, let's see. I'm bringing it down. Sparky's Run, how are you? Good to see you. Happy New Year. Tony DG 9410, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and since I saw something commenting on that here, let me go ahead and tell you what's going on with this channel. It is being shadow banned in a very big way. And I'm not crying about it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just telling you about it. So, and then towards the end of this, I'm going to tell you how you can help. So I went ahead and emailed my my representative at YouTube. Once you have so many thousand subscribers, I think it's 50,000 or more, or 100,000 or more. Sometimes you get lucky enough and they assign you a representative, someone that you can actually email or even call to get answers to questions in a hurry, instead of going through, you know, the customer service on YouTube, right? So I emailed my representative and I told her, I was like, hey, listen, man, I think I'm being shadow banned and I don't know why. Here's an example of what my videos used to be like when you all recommended them to my subscribers, because now they're not even recommending my videos to most of the subscribers of this channel. Right? They're maybe recommending the videos that I put up to maybe 1 to 2% of the subscribers of the channel. Everyone else, they don't even get to see my thumbnails because they're not being recommended. So she emails back and she says, yeah, it seems like there's a problem. Let me check into it and I'll get back with you. Well, she got back to me the next day, ladies and gentlemen, and she told me, well, I can't really be your representative anymore. If you have any problems or any questions, just please contact customer support. So it is what it is. So what happens when you start talking too much truth is that the powers that be that don't like it, they try to stop your message from getting out there, right? That's all that's happening. And that's okay, because I understand this and I understood this a long time ago, that when they want to shut you up, they're going to go ahead and just stop recommending your channel. And people are, it's not the people's fault. It's not the subscribers' fault, because when you don't see something in front of you, then usually you just don't click on it. You just forget about it because there's so much other stuff going on YouTube. So if you don't see it, you're just not going to click on it. And it is what it is, right? But a way that you can help, if you like to help, is like Yarn Prepper said, if there is an ad on the video, let it run through for at least 15 to 30 seconds. That does help with the algorithm, because if YouTube sees that you're letting an ad run through, and yes, it does generate revenue, but it generates revenue for YouTube as well. If they see that, they're going to go ahead and recommend that video more. But more importantly, when you watch a video, if you do like it, if you do appreciate the information, give it a thumbs up. Take that second that it takes to give it a thumbs up. And I think that one of the most important things that you can do in order for a video to get into the YouTube algorithm is let that video play out all the way through. I think that with your help and with time, that it will correct itself again to where it used to be. But yeah, it's in a big way. Right now, YouTube is only recommending my videos at about 1-to-5 ratio, what they used to. So maybe 20% of what they used to recommend it, are they recommending it now? And it makes a huge difference. So that's my sob story about how YouTube is shadow banning me. But like, again, ladies and gentlemen, eventually all truth, all the people that speak the truth, eventually they're not going to be able to get their word out, right? Because things are going to get really bad. Things are going to get really bad. And whose fault is it going to be? It's going to be the fault of those same people that are sitting atop the ivory tower right now, right? And it's already been known from previous statements and from previous actions that they've colluded with, social media, so that they can put out things that they want them to put out and not put out things that they don't want them to put out, right? So we already know that. That's just common knowledge already, all right? But eventually, truth speakers, truth tellers, they are going to be shut down to where almost no one's going to be able to hear them. So it's important that right now you all take advantage of anyone that you find interest in listening to that can help you get ready for what's coming. What's coming? Anyone can guess what's coming, right? But what does it matter what it is? What matters is, are you prepared for it? And as long as you have your basic preps taken care of, then you're prepared for almost anything, ladies and gentlemen, because it doesn't matter what happens. You still need a flashlight, right? You still need light, in other words. You still need water. You still need food. You still need warmth. You still need shelter. You still need medication. You still need self-defense. And those things that I just mentioned are your basic preps, all of those things, right? So just continue to fight the good fight. And again, your support it means everything. So thank you. Lisa Foster asks, hi, Rudy, how are you set on light bulbs? I forgot all about them until one blew up. I have a whole bunch of light bulbs, ladies and gentlemen, that I got. I showed them off on a Payday Prep a while back, all right, when the government started threatening to get rid of them or passing a law to get rid of most of them. I have a whole bunch, but really what I have the most of is lighting of all different sorts. So yeah, pretty good on that. Let me see here. Let me say thank you very much, Joshua. Thank you very much for the super chat. What will you do if the day comes that YouTube removes you for good? Well, good question, Joshua, and thank you very much. All I can do is I do have a website. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a website that you can actually get on the email list, so that if that day ever does come, maybe I can stay in touch with you and say, hey, you can find me here. I do have a Rumble account, and it's called Alaska Prepper. My website is thealaskaprepper.com. Thealaskaprepper.com. That's my website, and every all of the videos get uploaded to that website as well. All right, and if the day ever comes where YouTube for me goes away, I can still upload to Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon, get on Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, if you can. It's $1 a month. All right, you can spend $1 a month over there if you like, and you'll always be there. And I can always upload to Patreon without being on YouTube. Same thing with Rumble. I can upload to Rumble without being on YouTube. That's what I'll do. I don't really depend on YouTube for income. I'm retired from the military, so I get a pension check every month. But if YouTube went away, a lot of my discretionary spending, of course, would go away, i.e., my donations to the food bank, my donations to our CPC, the donations that we do on a private, side, on our private side, because about 90% of the things that we do give, we don't show on YouTube. I like to show the food bank. I like to show RCPC. Why? Because you all enable me to do that kind of stuff, and I want you to get some joy out of the time that you spend, on this channel, supporting this channel by viewing the videos, by participating in the live streams. I think it's a great thing to show what you enable someone else to do, especially if it's something that's good. So those are the things that would be affected, and that would hurt me a lot to not be able to plan for next year or for this year, for November of this year, to go to the food bank and donate 102 turkeys this year. This year, we're going to try to do 102 turkeys, one more than we did last year. That would really bother me a lot. But worst case scenario, ladies and gentlemen, if I have to show up there with 5 turkeys, then I'll show up there only 5 turkeys. All right. God will see us through. You all remember last year when someone asked me, how in the world are you going to get 200 turkeys this year? I said, I don't know. I had no idea. I said, but God will find a way. God will allow us to find a way. If God wants us to do 200 turkeys, then we're going to do 200 turkeys. If God doesn't want us to do 200 turkeys, then we won't. And ladies and gentlemen, not only did we donate 101 turkeys to the food bank, but one of the channel sponsors, Nutrient Survival, they donated enough for the military base, Fort Wainwright, to feed 160 military families a full turkey dinner with a turkey and all the sides. So not only did God find a way, or allow us to find a way, but he did so in a big way. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. All we can do is go with the flow, right? Let's see. Okay. I'm bringing it down because, as always, I'm pretty far behind. Hey, am I coming in okay? Because we're getting like a little bit of interruption in the internet here. North of the 52nd asks, do you have a Cash App or a PayPal account? I don't have a Cash App, and I only use the PayPal account for business related stuff, like if like Simpure, right? I'm affiliated with Simpure, and whenever I get a commission, or they usually wait until they owe me like $100, and then they send me like $100 on PayPal. But if you want to support what I do, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, just go on Patreon. Go on Patreon and do it for like $1 a month. That, I mean, many hands make little work, right? So don't try to donate $1,000 or $100 or $25. If you go to Patreon, just do $1 a month, and that really helps a lot. It goes a long way. And Patreon only keeps like 2%, I think. It's not a lot at all. But thank you for asking, North of the 52nd. Hey, Kitsy Witsy's in the house. Happy New Year. Brian Powers, how are you doing? Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, Brian. Okay. It does look like me, doesn't it? I asked if this guy here looks like me, and JT said, yeah, it does look like you. Yes, Trucker Hersey, absolutely. We need to store brass as well, right? Self-defense, very important. Cuba Bound is in the house. How are you doing? Hey, listen, I do believe that this Monday we were going to be having a live stream. So welcome to the apocalypse on Monday with me and Gray Man Prepping. All right. I do believe it's my turn this time. I got to get a hold of them this weekend so we can set it up. But be there this Monday. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Alaska time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it's always a great time hanging out with Gray Man and all of you as well. David Simon, how are you? Happy New Year. And this here is the link, ladies and gentlemen, right there that will take you to the video on the OUPES YouTube channel where you can just leave a comment, subscribe, like the video, and you'll be entered to win 1 out of 4 solar generators that they'll be giving away on the 15th. So go ahead and enter that because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Atta Girl Prepping, how you doing? Evita says, JR is still shivering from watching you camp out in below 25. Well, it was actually, I think the coldest that it got was -19. I'm going to be doing a lot more of those videos. I am going to go ahead and spread my wings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start doing stuff that I've always wanted to do, but I always found excuses not to do them. So I actually am going to work on another video of camping outside in the cold sometime this week, and I'll try to put it up sometime next week. But it's a lot of fun, believe it or not, and I learned a lot when I was recording that video, and there's still so much more to learn. Now, my goal is to eventually be able to go out into the wilderness and camp out, you know, and do some bushcrafting out there. Like literally, oh man, I don't have it here. Yeah, like literally use a ferrocerium rod to start a fire. Okay, and I can't wait to get to that level. It's not something that I would feel comfortable, nor would my wife feel comfortable with me just going out there right now on my own. But it's something that I believe that between this winter and most of the summer, I can work my way up to actually going out and doing it. And it's really a lot of fun. It's something that I've been putting off for years. But now, ladies and gentlemen, time is catching up. We have to get these things done. And, you know, I think it's very therapeutic as well. Battleborn, 1 second after, is probably my second favorite book of all time when it comes to preparedness. My very first and favorite book, man, it's such a close race, right? I'm going to have to make it a tie, all right? I'm going to have to make it a tie between 1 second after and Patriots, right? Patriots from James Wesley Rawls, and 1 second after from, I forget the guy's last name, Forshaw or something like that. I can't pronounce it. But those 2 books are so good books. They're outstanding, all of them. So Battleborn, if you haven't read Patriots or listened to it, they have it on audiobook, is from James Wesley Rawls. And he also has a series that follows Patriots, all right? It's an outstanding book. Such a great book. But yeah, 1 second after is outstanding. Love that book. Jackie Perez, how are you? Welcome to the live stream and Happy New Year to you. Very nice to see you all, ladies and gentlemen. Skipping Rocks, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Well, YTU685 asks, AP, what is your shirt size? This one is an extra large, I believe. But it must be an American extra large. I always tell my wife, if she calls me or something and says, I'm going to get you this t-shirt. What size are you on right now? And I'm like, well, is it an American extra large or is it a Chinese extra large? Because if it's a t-shirt made in China or made in Vietnam or something like that, their extra large is kind of small compared to our extra large. So if you want to be on the safe side, extra large should be good. And depending on what part of the world it was made on, it might be a little tight, it may not. Oh, goodness. On B, how are you? Very good to see you as well. Happy New Year. Okay, let me bring it down some. I hope that I don't miss anyone's questions. Oh, man, this is a great question. I get this question every once in a while. Hello, Kathleen. How are you doing? Happy New Year. How much gold and silver do we need to have to be okay? Well, you know, gold and silver is not, in my opinion, to make you rich. It's to preserve your purchasing power. So let's say, for example, that right now, all of the things that I need, not want, all of the things that are necessities in order for our standard of living to be the same, meaning that we're going to have shelter, that we're going to have warmth, that we're going to have a vehicle to get from here to there, that we can pay for gasoline, that we're going to be able to eat, etc., etc., etc. All right. Let's say right now that all of those things in 1 month costs about, let's just make it easy, $2,000, right? Let's just say that, right? Just the essentials. Okay. So right now, $2,000 will buy you roughly, will buy you an ounce of gold. So I would say that if you want to maintain your purchasing power going forward, that you should save 1 ounce of gold for every month that you want to be financed during a time in which there may be havoc in the markets where the banks close, et cetera, right? Because remember, gold and silver, although I think that the purchasing power of gold and silver that will be returned to you, if it, when it finds its true market value, it'll be a lot more than what it is now because it's been suppressed. But we can't rely on that, right? Let's just rely on it keeping its purchasing power as of now, which means that in 5 years, if you have an ounce of gold for every month that you need to survive, an ounce of gold will get you through. Why? Because what it costs to buy an ounce of gold today will get you through today. So if $2,000 will get you through today to sustain your standard of living, and you can buy 1 ounce of gold for $2,000, then 1 ounce of gold per month is what you should have for as many months as you want to be prepared for. Now, remember, I have to say this because I'm on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't do what I say unless you want to lose every single penny that you've ever made. All right, just kidding, but I'm not a financial advisor. These are just the things that I do and how I believe that it would protect you in the long run should something happen where you need to rely on gold or silver. Now, I would rather have more silver than gold because silver is easier to barter with. It doesn't have as much value in 1 ounce than what gold does. So, for example, let's see. Oh, here's the coin that JT sent me. Right. So this is 1 ounce of silver, right? So it takes right now roughly 85 to 90 of these. Let me get my calculator out. Let me see how many it is. I think gold was about 2050 divided by silver, which was let's say 23.50. Okay, so 2050 divided by 23.50, roughly. So it takes about 87 of these to buy 1 ounce of gold right now. Okay, 1 ounce of silver. So it takes 87 or so ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. So I would rather just have, excuse me here, I would rather stock up on silver. One of the rule of thumbs that I follow is for every 100 ounces of silver that I've put away over the years, I try to keep at least 1 ounce of gold, right? I try to keep that ratio because you never know if you ever have to bug out. It's a lot easier to take gold and some silver with you than to try to take a whole bunch of silver that may weigh a lot more. So that's what I try to stick with is I try to have in silver and or gold what I would use in a month times however many months I want to survive for during some kind of a crazy crisis. For those of you that may be new here, you will find out very soon, ladies and gentlemen, that I can take an answer that could have been 1 minute and turn it into a 15-minute answer, okay? Troubled Bear Stetter, how are you doing? Happy New Year to you. Let's see. Okay, bring it now. If you do have any comments or questions, make sure that they're all in caps, ladies and gentlemen. Where we're at? We're at almost 50 minutes already. Isn't that something? Time does fly when you're in good company. Ed Kirkpatrick, how are you doing? Good to see you. Happy New Year, by the way. Teresa D, thank you very much for letting me know that I'm not crazy. Teresa D says this is the first notification that she's seen in a couple of months. Click on that bell, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if that helps or not, but if it does, then that'd be awesome. And good to see you, by the way, Teresa. 312 Chick, how are you doing? Good to see you. Jeffrey Lindquist says, I don't know what you said, Jeffrey Lindquist. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Cuba Bound asks, how well is your chicken coop heater working? It is working great, Right now, I have the door and the coop open, the chicken door open, so that they can go out there and roam. Because right now it's only about, I think, like 1 degree or 0 degree outside, so it's pretty warm for this time of year. But that little heater works great. The max power setting on it is 180 watts. So and you can put it right on the floor. You can lay it down on the floor if you want. It's not a fire hazard. So I have it right on the floor up against the wall, and I've got the water right up next to it, so I don't even have to plug in the heated water, right? Because it stays nice and warm because it's right next to the heater, and it works great. I think last night, the coop was at like 27 degrees or something like that last night with the door open. Okay, it got really cold today. I noticed my thermometer inside, or my digital readout for the thermometer in the coop, it was showing like 20 degrees. I'm like, man, why did it get so cold all of a sudden? Well, I went in there, they had kicked the thermometer on the floor. So obviously the floor is a lot cooler than it is up around eyesight. And that's what happened. Lisa Foster, thank you for letting me know that I'm not nuts either. They keep unsubscribing me from your channel many times. Yeah, and that's just the games they play. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Thank you, surviving behind liberal lines. You're awesome. Thank you so much for that. Cheryl Adam, that is a good question. Cheryl asks, so when the CBDC goes online or in effect, will we be banned from paying for alternate sources of news? You may not be banned from it. Let me see, Cheryl, but I bet you that your social credit score will not be very good. And trust me, if we do have a CBDC, we will have a social credit score. Okay, just like here on YouTube, creators like myself have a social credit score or an ESG score, right? We have what's like an ESG score. The better the things are that you say that they like, the more that you get recommended. The worse that the things are that you say that they don't like you talking about, the less that you can get recommended. It's the same thing. It's kind of like a credit score in a way. But if we do have a CBDC, we will definitely be getting a social credit score. I can't say that you will definitely 100% be restricted from buying something or selling something or like that, because we still do have the Constitution, but it'll be a lot easier for them to restrict you from doing things without you knowing that they're restricting you from doing those things. I hope that that makes sense in a way. Okay, let me bring it down some. And we are going to keep it to 1 hour today, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that I see you all on Monday. I have a few steaks waiting for me that I salted up before our live stream, and I'm ready to eat one of those steaks. Okay, so we're gonna keep it to about an hour, maybe a little over an hour today, if anything. Let's see. Okay, so I'm coming in. Okay, that's great, man. That's so awesome. I wasn't sure if we're going to come in good today because we've had some pretty good solar storms. So we had some pretty awesome aurora borealis here the other day. It was really weird. I never seen one like that. The colors were all around us. So right over us, we didn't really see any colors from the borealis, but we can see some really nice colors all around. It's pretty cool. And when you think of why those colors are there, then you're like, man, it's kind of scary that this is why this happens, right? Because if we get one of those coronal mass ejections that's strong enough, then, well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're prepped, because it's not going to matter how much gold or silver or crypto or dollar bills you have. All that's going to matter is, are you prepared? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I too far away from the mic? Skipping Rocks asked if I can turn on my mic. Maybe I'm too far away from the mic. So, oh yes, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that you guys. I try to restrict the commercials to every half hour. So if you've been getting them, I apologize if you've been getting them more than that. I try to restrict them to every half hour and no more, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Evita Cooks says Commercials are here to stay on live streams. It's just the way that it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's just the way that it is. Patty Bragg asks, you did a video on climate change throughout the decades. Do you remember the title? I've done so many videos on climate change, Patty, that I really don't remember. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm in trouble with YouTube is because I've done so many videos on that. Actually, the video that's coming out tomorrow towards the end, I talk about that a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think maybe I'll go ahead and premiere that video tomorrow morning. That way, if anyone that missed today's live stream at least can hang out a little bit during the premiere tomorrow. So I think I'll do that instead. Hey, thank you very much, Joshua. I'm having a great New Year so far. Happy New Year's to you and your family as well. How you doing, Brad? Lovely. Good to see you here. Is Gray Man prepping in the house? I haven't seen Gray Man here, have I? Unless I keep skipping him. Oh, this is a great question. A beautiful day. 121 asks. Happy New Year, by the way. When the dollar crashes and banks fail, what do you think will happen to those of us that still have debt? What if we can't pay our normal payments with no dollar? You know what's going to happen? A beautiful day. The same thing that happened to those people during the Great Depression. You know that the Great Depression was a deflationary crisis, meaning that there wasn't enough money in the system. But you do know that there was enough money in the treasury for the president to do an executive order and put that money out into the economy so that there can be economic activity. But that he couldn't do that if he wanted to bail out the Federal Reserve. You understand that the theft of the gold from the American people back in the 30s when FDR enacted that executive order, that was a theft of gold, of money from the people in order to bail out the Federal Reserve and dismantle the treasury notes, i.e., the actual real money, the notes that were backed up by real gold in the treasury. That was all that was. And what happened back then to people that couldn't pay their taxes, that couldn't pay their mortgages, is that their property was taken away. And I listened to a documentary not too long ago, and it's called The Great Taking. And I highly recommend that you go listen to that documentary, all right, or get the book. I do believe that is free on PDF format. Go check out the documentary on YouTube, The Great Taking. And that's exactly what's going to happen, or what they're trying to do next is when they do crash the system, because remember, they have no choice but to try to crash the system in a controlled manner. That way they can stay in charge and stay in control of over us, right? So when they do crash the system, it's going to be a way that they can steal everything, that they can reset the system by keeping us with nothing and taking away our property, by not giving us a way to be able to keep our property. And that's why I said, I think it was on the previous video that I put out, the news video, I think. I don't remember, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of seeing now, but it was a video that's not too long ago, within the last week or so. I said that when the system goes down, whatever reason it is, be it a cyber attack, be it a T attack, be it lights out, whatever it is, they're going to take away anything that's in paper denominated asset. Anything that is a paper, if it's a dollar that you have in the bank, that's going to be gone. If it's a whatchamacallit, a treasury note, you know, or some bonds that you bought from the government, that's going to be gone. That's denominated in dollars. That's made out of paper. Or if it's in digits, it's going to be gone. But is your debt going to be gone? Nope, your debt's not going to be gone, ladies and gentlemen. Why in the world would they allow you to keep what's yours when they can take it away and you can't do anything about it? So what I would say is pay off your debt. Pay off as much debt to as much stuff as you own right now as possible. What's the saving grace? In my opinion, I'm not an expert in anything, but in my opinion, the saving grace is that there's so many people that this is going to happen to, that the people will start to stand up and stick together and say, nope, you're not taking their house. I remember I believe it was during the Great Depression, where when a bank hired an auctioneer to auction off a piece of property, that all of the neighbors of that farmer would get together and buy the piece of property for like a penny or 2 pennies. And if any outsiders came in to bid on the property, they would beat them up and kick them out of town. So I believe that if that does happen, that people will finally wake up and stick together. But that's something that we have to actually get to that point. It's a bridge that we're going to have to cross when we get there. But are they going to get rid of debt? Probably not. And if they do get rid of debt, if they say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. American citizen, we're going to get rid of all of your debt, all of it, but you have to take a CBDC, then that's another thing that we have to contend with. Ma too is in the house. How are you doing, Ma? Good to see you. Okay. Hey, only in my dreams is in the house. How you doing, Anna? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Great to see you all today. That is great, Miss America. My son is an Eagle Scout. We love primitive camping. I'll tell you what, man, that is so much fun. Uh, you know, one of the reasons why I think it's fun, even though I did it in my yard because it was just testing a sleeping bag for temperature, is um, uh, sometimes when you're by yourself, it's good therapy, right? When you're outside by yourself, it, I hate seeing when you're struggling by yourself, because like I said, I was right next to my house sleeping in negative 17-degree weather in a negative 25 sleeping bag. I wasn't dying, but you know what I mean. When you don't have all of these outside forces coming in at you, like the radio playing, or like the TV on, or social media on a computer here or a phone there. It's just nice to be alone for a little bit and just be with your own thoughts and have a goal of having to do something that you can only rely on yourself to do, right? It's a good thing. Not all the times, but every once in a while it is. Okay, let's see. Hey, low blood pressure. How you doing, brother? Merry New Year. Merry New Year. Low blood pressure. Uh, isn't that something? That would be crazy. It's been a very warm winter so far, but hey, who's the crazy guy that's been saying for years that during a grand solar minimum Alaska gets warmer, right? Now, I didn't come up with that. That's just looking at the charts. I actually learned that from David Dubine from Adapt 2030 years ago. He's been showing those charts for years. But I've been parroting that on this channel for years, that during a grand solar minimum, Alaska gets warmer. And guess what? We've entered into a grand solar minimum, ladies and gentlemen, and Alaska is going to get warmer weather henceforth for the next several decades. Is it going to turn into a tropical paradise? I doubt it, but the winters are not going to be as crazy as they used to be. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Yes, I forgot that 1 second after is on YouTube. So go check that out. They have it on YouTube. Great, great, great book. Let me see. Michael, the link to the OPES video is going to be on tomorrow's video. All right. So tomorrow's video, I think I'm going to set it up for a premiere for tomorrow. If I don't set it up for a premiere, then it'll just show up tomorrow. All right. But the link to that video is going to be there. And then you can always come back and look for it here somewhere when the live stream is over. But yeah, it'll be there. If not, just go to OPE's YouTube channel, and it'll be the very last video that they put up. Right? It's about OPE's helps. It's about how they help people, with whatever financials, or if they need a solar generator, they give it to them. That's what the video is about. Let's see. Oh man, I wish I had it right here in front of me. I'd give it to you again, ladies. Wait a minute. Let me see if I have it over here. Uh, Here we go. There you go. Okay, there's the link down there. Okay, let me see if I can actually give me a second. Let me see if I can copy it real quick and I'll put it back up. Give me a second. Copy. Let me show this real quick. All right, so here it's going to show up in the comments, okay? That way you can actually click on it if you want to. Okay, it should be showing up in the comments right now, all right? So you can click on it if you like to just go right there. If not, you can come back to the live stream and you can see it right there on the bottom of the screen. And again, it doesn't cost anything for you to join, ladies, for you to join or to enter to win. It doesn't cost you anything. A Spring Flower Dark asks, my thoughts on goldbacks. Anything that gets you out of the system, I think it's a good thing. Goldbacks, I think, are good if you're all right with paying the premiums. I don't have anything against them except for that one thing is that the premium on them is so high. I have some goldbacks that I've been gifted, and they're very nice. And I do believe that they're a solution. The more people that use them in the future, or maybe if they're mandated by a state, that would be awesome, right? The premiums on them will come down. But instead of buying a gold back, I rather just buy a silver coin, right? Because, like I said, the premiums on gold backs are just very, very high. Okay. But anything that gets you out of the system that you're comfortable with using, go for it if that's what you want to do. They did do a study on a gold back to see if it had the amount of gold within it that it's supposed to have, and it did. It had a little bit more than what it was supposed to have. So at least that they are legitimate, at least. Let's see. Grand Scheme asks, do I have any copper? Nothing wrong with having copper, but that it takes so much room. Because I think that 1 pound of copper is $3 or $4 for a pound of copper. It just takes so much copper for you to hoard in order for it to be worth something. But it will bring forward your purchasing power. Copper will preserve your purchasing power, ladies and gentlemen. It's a metal just like any other metal, except that gold and silver are precious metal, meaning that there's a lot less of those in the earth than there is copper. But it is a metal. I love silver dimes. Grand Scheme. Grand Scheme asks, Alaska Prepper, do you have silver dimes? I love the size of them for trading preps. I love silver dimes. I think that it's important to be diversified in everything, including your silver and or your gold stacking. All right. So if you're going to have silver, let's talk about silver. Yes, it's great to have some constitutional silver. Absolutely. Not only in half dollars, not only in dollars, not only in quarters, but in dimes also. If you're going to have silver rounds, it's nice to have silver rounds that are generic in addition to having silver bars, etc., etc., etc. And I would say that you should always have, maybe not the majority of your silver stack, but you should always have some real silver coins, not real silver, but silver coins, meaning that the coins were minted by a sovereign, be it the country that you live in or some other country. But having sovereigns or actual coins, I think it's a must. Not, it doesn't have to be all of what you have, but at least some. Oh yeah, and you know what, ladies and gentlemen, Joe, wait a minute. Joe says, "AP, thank you for the code for my new OPES Mega 2. It saved me a lot of money." Yes, the Mega 2 has a great deal, and I can't believe the great deal that they have on the Mega 3. That is a great deal. But wait, they're going to have a sale. OPES is going to have a sale, and I think it starts in a couple of weeks. All right, I got to get the information from OPES, but they're going to have a sale like in a couple of weeks. So if you're in the market to purchase a solar generator, stand by for a little bit and let me put out some information. All right, because they're going to have a sale here soon. Okay, let's see. Okay, what time is it? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to start to call it. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Oops? Good to see you. Man, I'm really far behind too. I apologize if I missed any of your questions. Let me see. Let me take a look at this one. Grand Scheme asks, what's your thoughts on the Great Reset Agenda 2030? Imagine silver defaulting to $1 an ounce and gold $50 an ounce. The elites are playing their hand. Um, you know, I think that in the end, grand scheme, in the end, I believe this wholeheartedly. In the end, good will win over evil, right? And value is value no matter what you call it. So they can tell us that gold is only $50 and that an ounce of silver is only $1. They can say that all they want, but will they be believed? Will they be able to enforce that? And I do believe in my heart that in the end, good will win over evil. I just believe that. Okay, let me go ahead and call it good for now. Well, let me say thank you very much to American Girl. Hey, Rudy, Happy New Year. You're looking very, thank you very much. Don't make me blush now. This year is going to be a bumpy one indeed. Okay, and that's what tomorrow's news video, is going to be a little bit about. But thank you very much, American Girl. Truly do appreciate it. Let's see. The 49 state is in the house. Good to see you. Uh, Not a banned account. How you doing? Thank you very much. And Bidenomics will fix the economy. Yes, of course it will. Yeah, it's gonna fix the economy. All right. It is fixing the economy because it's what's happening is exactly what the powers that be want to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Not a banned account. Comments on the raid on Amish farmer Amos again. Haven't they raided that guy before? And it's this again. Ladies and gentlemen, what's government good for? Government is nothing but force. I don't understand why it is that so many people rely on government. You know, I just don't. I believe in government. I believe there should be a government, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that we should have a government, but it should be a government as per the Constitution of the United States of America, which we are a republic. The United States of America, first of all, it's not the United States, it's these United States of America. And we are a republic for the republic for which it stands, right? But we're only those things in paper. And what some people may not understand, why is it so important that we are these United States of America? Because these United States of America signifies that every state is sovereign. That's what that signifies. The United States of America signifies that the federal government is in charge. These United States of America signifies that the states are in charge and that we are a republic, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, things are going to continue to happen as long as we have three-letter agencies, rank and file, that are not educated in the Constitution. Things are going to continue to happen as long as the people in general can still get their Cheetos and their Diet Cokes at the supermarkets. Meaning that as long as life is sustainable, right? As long as you can still get what you need to live, right? And as long as the education system is putting talent out there whose talent is to just follow orders, these things are going to continue to happen. But if you've been with me for a while, you will agree when I say that I've said this 1,000 times, that things have to get really, really bad before the people finally wake up and understand that we are one and that we are not each other's enemies. But we have been targeted to fight against each other. We have been convinced that we are each other's enemies because we're not the same color, because we're not the same sex, right? Because we're not the same ethnicity, because of this, because you're rich and you're poor, because of you live here and you live there. We are each other's enemies, and they've convinced us of that. But things have to get really bad before we, the people, wake up and realize that we have the power and that we are not the enemy, but that we do have one enemy in common, and that it's not us, each other. So things are just going to continue to get worse, ladies and gentlemen. You have to get prepared and stay prepared. And that's all there's to it. I mean, there's not much more that can be said. Let's see. Seeking truth, absolutely. If I had gold jewelry, I would definitely not get rid of it. I would just keep it. Absolutely. Hey, DE, thank you very much, DE. It's good to see you. Vision Preparedness is in the house. Hey, Vision Preparedness, check it out. Check it out. I just used one of these on my testing the sleeping bag video. I love these things. I'm going to order some more. I love these things. Yep. And if you haven't checked out Trent's channel, go check out his channel. He's got a prepping channel, and he's a really good guy. Happy New Year to you. Okay, let's bring it down some more. Oh, that OUPES sale starts in a week? My goodness, man. I got to get up on things here. Okay, that's it. We're going to call it good. I'm bringing it down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in today. I had a great time, as always. Thank you for joining in. I hope that you had a very happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, that I am 100% wrong in saying that we need to be prepared for 2024, because 2024, remember you all asking me years ago, those of you that have been with me for years, asked me, when is it going to get at its worst? And I said, the end of 2024 into 2025. And this was years ago. This wasn't like last week. This was a long time ago that you all asked me this. And that's what I said. And I still stand by that. This is going to be the year where things start to get really, really bad. And it probably won't be towards the end of the year. We are going to have these crises here and there, everywhere, to try to keep us off our game, to try to keep us off of what's really going on that really matters. Look at this list thing that's going on with the list. Have you seen the list? Yeah, but have you seen this? Have you seen that? Have you really seen what really matters, what's going on? That list matters a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, do you really believe that the people that are on that list are going to be going to jail? Come on, man. Really? I hope so. I hope they will. But everything that I've seen throughout my life that has anything to do with government tells me that they're not. Having said that, if you are new to the live stream, or if you are a new subscriber, put I am new in all caps. That way, during our outro, you can see your name put up on the screen, and that everyone that's still here can welcome you into our community. Right? Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. Don't drink and drive, okay? Don't party hardy and then think that you can drive after you've been drinking. Take an Uber, take a cab, get back home safe. Don't be crashing into anybody and ruining their lives and your lives at the same time. All right, so have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend ahead. Hope to see you tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to be premiering that video tomorrow or not, but there'll be one out tomorrow nonetheless. God bless every one of you. God bless America. Let me go ahead and put up our outro. And remember to put that you are new. Put I am new in all caps if you have just subscribed within the last couple of weeks, or if this is your first live stream. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.
you.